Hello everyone, this is a new video and it is for all those students who are involved in research and are required to write a research paper or a thesis. So the usual question is, how many pages long should my research paper be? This is based primarily on two main questions. So the questions are, how many pages should my research or report, thesis or paper be? And how many references should I put at the end of the paper? Now let's tackle it one by one. The first question is, how many pages should my research paper be? So the answer is as many as it takes to explain your concepts and work. This means that for some people, or maybe for some fields which are not heavily experimental, the people are able to explain their concepts and the entire amount of work in a short report as well. For those who are involved in many experiments, may have to put in a bit of more effort to describe each and everything, and hence the research paper or thesis may go from as less as 50 to as big as 200 plus. Usually the PhD thesis are the larger documents that can go up about 200 plus pages. For the other research fields such as postgraduate masters or bachelors or interns, if they are not even involved for a long time in research, they can be about 50 on an average. It really depends on how much work you have done and if you really need to put all of it into the report. Hence, when people do not have a lot of experimental work done, they will publish smaller documents. Even the PhD thesis may be really small. So the bottom line is to decide how many pages your research report must have. You have to answer the questions whether your research and thesis report tells you what your research topic is, why you have selected that research topic, and how you have solved that particular research issue. Now the next question is, how many references should I put at the end of the paper? This is really important because sometimes people may get bored and so they will put too less. So not a lot of literature review is done at this point, and hence the knowledge gap is not investigated to a large extent. Hence sometimes it happens that a person starts the research, but because the literature review has not been done extensively, they end up repeating the work that has been done by someone else. Hence there is nothing new that is left to be found out. Further, if that person has stumbled upon something interesting and they already have a great innovative idea, less literature review shows in the document shows that the concepts may not have enough supporting literature. For example, if you put just one, it means that in all these hundreds of years of research, only one person has tackled that topic or has talked about that concept. Hence, it is better to have a little more references or supporting literature for at least some of those concepts. Some of the people really want to show that they have done so much of literature review that they end up putting more than 200 to 300 papers in the references. Now the thing is, if it is a review paper, yes, so the large amount of number is applicable because review papers have to be done after a lot of literature has been reviewed on that topic. But if it is a document which is of only 50 pages and then the last 6 pages are only of the references, then the question comes, have these references been put just to increase the number, just to show that these many papers have been read? Practically, I do not think that anybody of us will really read all of those papers one after the other and still have time to actually do the experiments, because this means that the person will have to read at least one paper every day, understand it and put it into practice. This also results in irrelevant literature being put, which means that if you actually go to some of those papers, nothing in that reference is actually related to the concept in the main manuscript. This reflects really badly on two parts. One, the reviewer actually understands that you have done it, and second, if the person of that reference comes across and realizes that this person has put my paper in the references, but he or she has not really done, it's not really related to anything I have done, then that reflects badly on the person as well. The third is that when usually when we write a document, the references are put after each concept in numbers. Sometimes names of the authors are put. So if you have more than 10 numbers for each concept, then the actual material written is less than the numbers of references. So that can get a bit distracting for the reader. Hence, the references should, as personally for me, the magic number is about 4. So plus minus say 2, so it may be 2 to 6. The paper should be able to do two main things. One is they should at least provide a partial validation for whatever explanation and hypothesis you have provided, and second, they should stress upon the importance of the work. So it can either be, so those may be to show that the papers have not done what you have done, or they do support what you have done. So these two questions must be answered. So to help with this, I have provided a free template for research checklist. Please check out my blog all about corrosion.blogspot. I have put it in the description for this video. You can find out the free research checklist template. In this checklist, you have a number of parameters, and then you have these check boxes. Then there's a column that if it is not present in your document, what is the reason why it is not present? So if there's an issue, you can revisit it here and put the concept in the document. And the last column is special notes, which means that if you need to revise the parameter, or you need to review it, or you have to add something, you can put it here and get back to it a few days later or as you find the material. Thank you for going through this video. Please get in touch with me for more information and head on to corrospective.com for online courses. See you in the next video.